Hi, this is Andy Bill with the CSO's new Civil War Interpretive Center here. I'm here at Governor Charles B. Aycock in birthplace. This is video 2 in our Cultural Influences on Southern Cooking series. The culture I'm going to talk about today is a land full of many different kingdoms, really different emperors, shaped by warfare, shaped by trade over millennium, with a vast, deep history. I'm not talking about Europe, I'm not talking about Asia, I'm talking about Africa. They have unique culture spread out. It's a vast continent. You can combine the continents of Europe, most of Asia, and it's still, you got room left over in Africa. So there's a rich tradition across, influenced by trade. Eastern Africans were doing trade with Indian subcontinent in Asia during Roman times. And then, as the Portuguese, Spanish, and Dutch and other explorers on their way to the Spice Islands had to stop in Africa. So their cultural cooking of Western Africa has been influenced by Islamic traditions, local tribal cooking contributions, the Portuguese and Spanish and Dutch explorers. Also, them bringing back spices from during the Asian trade. So their culinary contributions of Western Africans is really the first true fusion cuisine of the world. It's the first to combine European, Asian, and then their local cuisine together. Then as the Portuguese and Spanish are exploring the New World, they're bringing back those peppers, tomatoes, corn, and other items to Western Africa. So Western Africa is the first place where a full world fusion of food is located. And then, unfortunately, those riches of gold and ivory and other things, unfortunately, human beings become a trade commodity in the slave trade. It starts bringing people to here, to America. Most of our enslaved people brought here in bondage are from Western Africa. So let's look at some of their food traditions and how that is reflected in our Southern cuisine. And this is so big, I'm going to have to break this up into 2 separate videos. We're going to talk about some of the things that are common on our table you probably don't realize are from Africa. The black-eyed pea and the field pea are from Africa, right? The yam is also from Africa. The Africans had something called the ground nut. In one of the language is goober, the baobab nut. It's a ground nut similar to peanuts, but the Portuguese in 1510 brought the peanut from the New World to Africa, and they started cultivating it there. So the recipe I'm going to talk about today is ground nut soup or peanut soup. We get this recipe I'm going to cover is from Carolina Housewife from 1847. In this recipe, in which the details of these recipes will be posted below in this video so you can recreate it at home. But in this video, in this recipe, what we're doing is we're taking peanuts, we're going to grind them up as ground as we can get them. Right? You want to not make a paste, but almost the flour of the peanuts. You're going to add some flour to that because that's what's going to is the base of our soup and what's going to thicken up our soup. Now the meat you add in can vary depending on what you want. In the Carolina Housewife, this oysters and oyster liquor is added into this soup, and it's cooked up and it's cooked down and becomes a thick soup with strong oyster and peanut flavor, which goes really well together. But you can do it with chicken, you can do it with shrimp, you can do it with whatever you want. I have a bowl of some I've made up here. I'm gonna bring it up here to the camera, right? This one I made with a mix of seafood, some mussels, some shrimp, some clam meat in there. A nice mix. That would be something we might see in coastal North Carolina, right? Our enslaved communities always had to substitute what was given to them from nature, so our coastal enslaved people might be able to scour up and find some shellfish, crayfish, shrimp, things like that to add into their pot at home. Hopefully you've learned something for this video. Please join me for other videos in this series. Next time we're going to talk about some of the other contributions of enslaved people to Southern cuisine. As always, check out our videos at CSS News Civil War Interpret Center on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.